When probate real estate FAQs go wrong. This is Busting Probate Misinformation on the first page of Google, part 4. Go back on our channel and look at parts 1, 2, and 3, where we come across a blog just trying to confuse you about the probate real estate process quite egregiously. Bill hasn't even seen what I'm about to show him, and I'm looking forward to it. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Brendan Mohr, California Realtor and Certified Probate and Trust Specialist by the California Association of Realtors.
And I'm Bill Heyman. I'm a licensed professional fiduciary, a licensed California real estate broker, as well as a registered and bonded California legal document assistant specializing in probate.
Please like this video, subscribe to our channel. Want your probate done for no fee? Every day we help people save thousands of dollars and eliminate headaches with our one-of-a-kind probate administration service and real estate listing combo in California. Please reach out to us with any questions. Comment on this video. Our contact information is below. Email, call, text, as we can help you. Let's get into this. So people who saw this before from us saw that this was a probate real estate blog. When I was researching some ideas for a video we did a while ago about, I think it was pros and cons of selling a house in probate, I couldn't think of a whole lot of the cons. So I was looking for that, and I think I typed in something to that effect on Google, and this was one of the very first things that came up, this blog. And this is unfortunately something that we see quite a bit, and why so many people that come to us, or even that we've worked with, have so many misconceptions.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to trust people, maybe sometimes trust the information you're given. So I hope you watch through our channel and you can at least feel comfortable with what we're telling you, because we want you to be as informed as possible.
Absolutely.
So here we are. This blog was pretty long, and this is towards the end of it. And we just found there was so much information. We had to take what we thought was going to be one video, and we made it a 3 and didn't even get to the bottom. So here we are. Top FAQs about a probate sale. Ready? Okay. Can a house in probate be sold? Fantastic question. Of course it can. So what does it say here? Houses in probate can be sold in a probate sale. Okay, we're starting off good. Compared to a regular sale, the process is far more in depth. Yeah, it can be. And takes a long time because of the bureaucracy involved.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah, right. If it's full authority, it takes about as long as any normal sale.
Absolutely. At full authority, we can get it done in 18 days.
The only thing that would maybe take a long time is your point from filing the probate, the petition for probate, getting your order.
If you're talking about limited authority.
Right.
Yeah, limited authority can cause, as you said, it can cause a time delay depending on how busy the court is from the time you file that petition to get the hearing date to confirm the sale in limited authority. But
maybe starting the whole probate process, takes a little bit, to be the appointed personal representative. But that's not really the probate sale itself.
No, that's not the sale itself.
Okay, so let's go on from there. Disagree with that line. However, buyers willing to deal with the long waiting times, and lack of protection in the form of contingencies will benefit from lower prices and often undervalued properties. That is such a garbage sentence.
Yeah, this shouldn't even be there.
Okay, I feel like there's four points on here.
Yeah.
Buyers willing to deal with long waiting times. Not in most cases.
No, that's just not true. They usually don't have real long waiting times.
No. Now, this next lack of protection in the form of contingencies.
Completely wrong. Our buyers still, in a probate sale, they can still have contingencies, just like any other sale.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that they are misconstruing one of the rules of maybe limited authority to once the judge orders the sale at the court confirmation hearing, way after you got your offer accepted and should have done inspections.
Yep.
All contingencies have to be removed at that time.
Sure. Yeah. Once the judge signs that order, whether the buyers remove contingencies or not, which he should have, once the judge signs that order, they're gone. Contingencies are off.
But you could have absolutely had contingencies up to that point.
Sure.
Or removed before the hearing. Essentially, the judge removes it for you by sale.
Absolutely.
Okay, this next one. Buyers will benefit from lower prices and often undervalued properties.
No.
Not if marketed appropriately.
Yeah.
And
the probate sales that you and I have been involved with, that's completely false, because we are always trying to get top dollar for our clients.
I will say that I am aware of what I consider to be predatory situations where an administrator with family, what have you, is not very well, isn't really real estate savvy, and that's fine. But sometimes somebody can come along and scare you into thinking that the market's going to crash. You're going to have to pay these exorbitant fees and they'll get it done quickly for you. And it's probably just going to be really.
I just had a situation in, I'll say it, in Fresno, California, where a predatory buyer came into a probate seller and the administrator was not that savvy. And he ended up losing about $150,000 on the sale because of that.
Yeah, and that's maybe something for Tales and Probate series that we might do sometime, because that was anyways, unfortunate situation. Watch out when you're an administrator.
You're right. Administrator has to watch out, because he will get approached by a lot of these not necessarily ethical investors and buyers, and they will certainly try to get you to agree to sell a probate home at a much lower price than market value.
And I bet we get some thumbs downs on this video, because our single most thumbs down video is the one where we warn administrators about predatory buyers. Yeah, they don't like that. They want to get a cheap property. So in a way that's true, but for the most part it isn't. And if you're talking with a realtor who appropriately markets property, that is not true. So let's get through some of this more here. Now scroll up here. Why would a house go to probate? Okay, that should be a simple answer. Houses go to probate when the owner dies without specifying who will inherit their property.
Wow, that's just a flat out false statement, because an owner who dies can have a will that specifies who will inherit their property, and it's still going through probate.
You know, that line right there basically reinforces a common misconception that people say to me quite often. People who are very savvy in real estate will say this to me. Oh, probate? That's when somebody dies and they don't have a will. Well, even if you have a will.
If you pass away and all you have is a will, don't have a trust in place, just the will, it's going through probate.
Now, let's see this next line. In these cases, the property will be transferred to the probate court, which will then appoint the closest living relative as the executor of the home sale. Oh my gosh, there's so much wrong.
Well, property never gets transferred to the probate court. Probate court does not take title or ownership of the property. Never happens. Never, at least not in California.
And then they'll appoint the closest living relative.
Not necessarily.
As the executor, which applies there's a will, by the way.
Yeah. And if there is a will, most wills appoint an executor in the will, and that's who it would be, and whether or not it's a close family relative.
It's funny because the verbiage of that line, it's
confusing.
It basically, an executor is somebody who is named in the will, but the line before that basically it implies that it wasn't a will.
Yeah, they're contradictory. They are, no doubt about it. Wow.
Now, and then it says the executor will then hire a real estate agent and go on with the sale like they would any other.
That's reasonably accurate. I mean, if you have full authority, that's reasonably accurate.
Yeah, for full authority, sure. However, unlike normal real estate transactions, a probate judge will have to confirm any offers. Okay, so it doesn't say that anywhere in this blog, by the way. Further up, that this is a limited authority situation.
Yeah.
That would only be
limited authority. Yeah, if it's full authority, that has no application.
So don't think that because it's a probate sale, you have to have a judge sign off on that.
Most of the time, that's not true.
Yeah, most of the time it's not. Okay, so how do I get a probate list? That's interesting. You can get a probate list by going to your local court and asking the clerk for a list of all open probate cases. The clerk will provide you with a list, and you can ask for the inventories of each listing.
I know of no court, and I deal with courts all over the state of California. I know of no court you walk in and ask the clerk for a list that they'll provide you with a list. It just won't happen. You can get a list, but you have to find it yourself. You either have to go online if the court has things online available and look it all up yourself, or you have to go to the court and ask to see probate files and go through them yourself. There's no way a clerk's going to make a list up for you and hand it to you. It's not going to happen.
If probates are included in the inventory, you can contact the executor of the case.
I mean, that's true. I mean, usually the executor's information is listed somewhere in the probate docs. And yeah, you can certainly try to contact the executor.
We only have 3 more paragraphs of this thing here. It's been so fun. Are probate records public? Well, yeah.
Yep.
All probate records are public. Okay. You can speak with your local court's clerk to get a list of all open probate cases along with their inventories. Just covered that.
Yeah.
You can then use this list to get in contact with executors of sales. Again,
we kind of covered that.
How long does a probate house sale take? Oh, this should be good. Oh no, I just read this line in my head. Imagine if this were true though.
Oh, okay.
Probate sales generally take between 18 and 36 months. If you change months to days, that would be more accurate.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
In fact, that would be very, very close to accurate if it said 18 to 36 days. Yeah,
that's just, like I say, at least in California, that's completely
and
way out there. That's false.
And this one is, at the beginning of this blog, says this is probate sales in California.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but yeah, probate sales generally, not even in a case of limited authority where you have to go through a court confirmation, shouldn't take anywhere near.
Not even close. Yeah.
I would say 4 or 5 months tops is typically for a limited authority situation, but 18 to 30 days is really common for a probate sale with full authority. Yeah, 18, 36 months is way out of line.
Yeah.
That said, they can finish up in as little as 6 months. Oh my gosh. That said, But this is not the norm. Well, I would say that 6 months is not the norm. Only they're implying that's the short end. Because of strict regulations, probate sales tend to drag on longer than expected and hit several bureaucratic snags along the way.
I would say that that's only true if you either have a realtor that knows nothing about probate or you have an attorney or a probate professional that doesn't know how to do probates. If that happens, then I would agree with that line. Otherwise, I would not agree. That's just not true.
Side note on what you just said there, I had a conversation with someone, it was a few months ago now, that they were in probate actually for, not the real estate part in general, but the entire thing for 5 years. They used a probate, an attorney on their website said they specialize in probate. But when he was telling me, it sounded like this guy had probably never done probate in his life.
Oh boy.
So, it's I know it's hard to know. It's hard to know if you're given the right information.
Yeah.
So hopefully you realize that we are. Now, the last one, can the executor sell a house in probate? I feel like that was already answered, but yes, this is a probate sale. Probate sales are similar to regular real estate sales. In many ways they are.
Yeah.
But they take longer and involve the local probate court, only in a case of limited authority. Which this does not say. The probate judge has the final say whether an offer is accepted or rejected.
Only in a limited authority situation does the judge. Is that true?
So I think that's about it for this blog here. It is. Wow, that was fun.
A lot of false information in there.
Yeah, lots of false information. If you're going through the probate real estate process, you really need to ignore a lot of your online research. You need to call a professional and ask those questions directly. Contacting an agent who specializes in probate is very important. And really a lot of questions that you can ask your attorney or a non-attorney probate administration service, like what buildings.
Yeah. And let me just kind of, again, piggyback on what you said. If you do have questions of a legal nature, you definitely need to ask a probate attorney legal questions. Procedural questions, I can answer, but legal questions, I can't answer legal questions. Only a probate attorney can do that. So,
and when it comes to real estate, of course I can. You can reach out to me. My information is on the channel. But a realtor who is a California certified probate and trust specialist is what you really want to look at And then even from there, make sure that they've done a fair amount of probate sales, because you can get that certification and still have never done a probate sale before. It just means you went through some education on the process.
Yeah, I agree with you. And experience is very, very important in the probate real estate sales area. And you have that experience. So,
yeah, well, thank you.
yes.
Well, I think that maybe what is best for you to do is to learn about the probate real estate timeline from start to finish. So we have a video link next called Probate Real Estate Timeline. And it's going to appear right now, right above Bill's head. So click on it now. Hurry up.